Fight Fiend Forecast. I'm Joseph, the host, and I am back. And I am believing that the underdogs have a chance this week. Big pay-per-view at Elevation in Salt Lake City, Utah. We got Alex Poton Pereira looking to get us paid against Khalil Rountree. We got Raquel Pennington looking to defend her belt, just like Poton, against a girl coming back from a 2-year layoff, Juliana Pena. We're going to break it down, each and every fight on this card. We got 12 fights, and it's going to be a very difficult fight card to make money on. I'm not very confident on many picks. Right now, I have 7 low confidence picks, 4 picks at 52% confidence level. We're going to break it down as fast as possible. We like to forecast these fights, make it entertaining, but we can't be wasting time. We got 12 fights. We're going to start it off with the first fight of the night. This is now the first fight of the night. It got moved to the first fight of the night, so this must mean something. These underdogs in the first fight of the night have been barking, and we're going underdog hunting. So get ready. We got Court McGee versus Tim Means, and Tim Means is a 3-1 favorite. And he is fighting a guy that trains in Elevation. Court McGee is from Utah. He trains in Utah. What are we talking about here? This is a pick that we have an underdog coming in as a 3-1 underdog. Lost his last 3 fights. Did not get finished in his last loss. He lost a decision to Alex Morono. On the other hand, Tim Means won 1 fight out of his last 5, getting finished 5 months ago. Pretty bad, too. It was a deadly uppercut to Euros Medic, and he needed the doctor in that one. So the doctor made him need a doctor, and he's back in the octagon already. And people are believing in him somehow as a minus 200 favorite. That's crazy. 86% of Tapology picking Tim Means in the first fight of the night, the Dirty Bird. To me, in my opinion, these are just my picks, is kind of crazy. We have an underdog here, Court McGee. Lost his last 3. He's ready to go. Get back in the win column. Both these guys very old. 40 years old, 39 years old. You already know it. They're both slow. They're both coming on to the end of their career. Either fighter could retire at some point. Court McGee, if he ends his career, let's see him do it in Utah with a win. Maybe a decision. Now, I have a submission in round 2 because he started out his UFC campaign with 2 submission wins. He submitted Brad Tavares before the UFC. He's capable of getting a submission. Tim Means, out of his 4 losses, out of his last 5 fights, he was submitted to Alex Morono by guillotine, a guy that Court McGee just went to a decision with. Didn't even get finished to Alex Morono. Court McGee was still alive after 15 minutes, and Morono submitted the Dirty Bird. Kevin Holland submitted the Dirty Bird with a Darce choke. Tim Means has been submitted a few times. He lost a few decisions. I'm taking Court McGee as a dog. He's from Utah. First fight of the night. The underdogs barking. They have been barking. The trend is going to continue. I'm going Court McGee, and he is the first dog of the week in Utah. It's funny because he is from Utah. So let's see how confident other cappers are in this underdog. It could be a popular pick, but for me, I don't really see Tim Means having a path to victory other than that knockout shot. Court McGee got knocked out in 2 out of his 3 losses. Matt Brown, round 1. Jeremiah Wells, round 1. So Tim Means has to get that dirty boxing going early. The Dirty Bird needs a knockout round 1. If not, he's getting busted up to an underdog. The first underdog of the week. One of the most confident underdogs for me. Taking 5 of them. 4 of them. He is the first underdog of the week for me. And I have the locks, the dogs figured out. So let's keep it going. The second fight of the night at UFC 307 is going to be a banger. Another big favorite. Another fighter potentially due to retire. There's a few old fighters on this card now. It's hard to see faith in them. It's hard to see them winning. But Ovince Preux, I see a path to victory. He could win a decision. He is the older fighter by a landslide. But he could win a decision. It's at Elevation. He could get a submission. But at 41 years old, it has to be soon time for him to retire. He's a big underdog. They were scheduled to fight before, and Ryan Spann Superman was not the one to pull out. He wasn't the one that got sick. So maybe Ovince Preux just is not feeling himself. You never know. Anything can happen. He is a big underdog, Ovince Preux. He is a veteran. And Ryan Spann is probably due for the PFL. If we're being honest, this guy has lost his last 3 fights. Nikita Krylov submitted him. Anthony Smith won it on the scorecards. Probably didn't deserve it. And then Bogdan Gazkov put him out 5 months ago. Ground and pound. Ryan is not durable. He is not reliable. And it's hard to pick him as a minus 350 favorite. Very hard to pick him as a minus 350 favorite. I have low confidence in him to win. I'm not betting him. He needs to get this knockout punch in round 1 like he floored Dominic Reyes. Power jab. I don't see a submission unfolding in this fight. He could. He submitted Ion Cutelaba. But Ovince Preux has very good submissions. They're not horrible. You see him winning a lot of decisions. He can take the fight late with his veteranship, get it done on the scorecards. I could not be confident in Ryan Superman Spann at minus 350. That's crazy. He is a younger fighter. I understand that. But he is due for the PFL. He's the pick. Low confidence. Anything can happen. Credit to Ovince Preux if he gets it done. Retires with a win on a pay-per-view. I do think he's going to retire and get smoked because I did question why Ovince Preux was fighting Ryan Spann, a first-round finisher, on a fight night. I thought he would probably get smoked and retire, but at the Apex, it did not make sense. Him retiring and getting smoked in Utah, pay-per-view card makes sense. This is it. All or nothing for Ryan Superman Spann. He needs the win now. He should fight like a dog, and he is the favorite. We have to trust it, but with low confidence. He is not reliable. Ryan is unreliable. Next fight of the night, the third fight of the night, Carla Esparza, former champion, in her last fight versus Tecia Pennington, formerly known as Tecia Torres. Now, it's tough for me to pick against Tecia Torres. She's training at Elevation. Her wife is in the co-main event, Raquel Pennington, and she has a game plan to win. She lost a split decision 4 months ago. She's been active. She's fought pretty high caliber competition. Her last 2 fights ended by split decision. They were losses. She is destined for a win. She's training in Colorado. She is the favorite. It doesn't make sense. Tapology has 80% leaning towards Carla Esparza, the Cookie Monster, the underdog. I said we have to go underdog hunting. This girl was a former champion in her last fight, and then she got submitted to Weili Zhang. No big deal. 22-3. Absolute monster. The Cookie Monster beat Rose Namajunas split decision before that. She beat Yan Shen on knockout finish. Split decision with a girl in this card that's barking Marina Rodriguez, good win, and Michelle Watterson Gomez lost a decision as well to Carla Esparza. This girl is very talented. She just had a baby. She had a little bit of time off. No big deal. This is a step up for Tecia Torres, Tecia Pennington, the tiny tornado. She does have the cardio advantage. Training at Elevation. Training with the co-main event fighter. Her wife, Raquel Pennington. But I'm going with the Cookie Monster. Low confidence again. She was a champion in her last fight. It's disrespectful as fuck to have her as underdog. And not only that, to have her on the prelims. Former champion in her last fight on the prelims? I don't know. Quite disrespectful. I think Carla Esparza is going to look fine in her return after, what was it, a year? A year and 10 months. She lost her belt. And now she's on the prelims to a prelim fighter who lost her last 2 fights by a decision. This is cut and dry. Carla Esparza, the Cookie Monster, underdog by a decision.
Cowabunga! Cookie!
She could be very pissed off and get a finish too on the prelims. I'm not a fan of that. I do think she deserves higher than a prelim spot on this card. Oh well, is what it is. We're going to cash in. I do have a pick with high confidence now. Alex Hernandez is a better fighter. He has knockout power. He could get the knockout finish. He could pace his way to a decision. But he has a low fight IQ. He's been giving up fights that he probably should not be giving up. He should be due for the win. One fight went his way out of the last 5. Hard to trust him. He's not reliable. Hernandez really has to show up. He beat Jim Miller. Good job. 2 years ago. He's fighting for his contract. He's another fighter on the brink of the PFL. Bellator. He has to show up for this fight. Split decision loss 5 months ago to Damon Jackson. Gives me confidence he can make this fight close. He can get it done on the scorecards. Not only that, he was showing some fight in round 3 to get the finish. He could knock out Austin Hubbard. But Hubbard is not a guy to get knocked out. He is fairly durable. He has a high IQ. He is a veteran. He's been around. Like I said, Hernandez will have to fight for his contract. No clue what the odds are here. Another problem, though. Hubbard training in Colorado. Elevation fight team. He's going to have a cardio advantage. Could be a tough weight cut for Alexander Hernandez. But at the end of the day, both fighters have to cut weight. Austin Hubbard has to cut down to 155 as well. It's anyone's fight. It's a tough one to predict. And somehow I landed with 77% confidence level in Hernandez to win in a fight where he has to fight for his contract. He has to fight for a win against a guy that was just on the Ultimate Fighter and lost in the finals to Kurt Hallaba. And then he beat Michael Figlak, but Figlak is 8-1, fairly green. Hernandez is the type of guy that knocked out, what's his face, Beneil Dariush. We all forgot about him. Hernandez has knockout power. A lot of his knockouts in round 1. You look at his knockout wins, 6, not bad, but 5 in round 1. He puts on a pace in round 1. Mike Breeden, he floored him overhand right. Chris Gutzmacher with those hooks in round 1. So he has a potential to finish this fight in round 1. Have to go high confidence. He lost to Renato Moicano like 2 years ago. That's not a bad loss. Diego Moises, Drew Dober, Billy Q, Bill Algeo, Damon Jackson. His last 2 fights, decision losses. Potentially could have won those fights. He's due for the win. 77%. I'm not making him a lock. I'm not even going to bet it. Maybe I will. We'll see what happens with the rest of these predictions because a lot of these fights don't have the most confidence in. Although the lock of the week could be a big favorite. 2 big favorites. We'll see. Cesar Almeida versus Ihor Potieria seems like a good spot to lock in, sharpen up the tools, and prove everybody who the best fighter is in this fight. Cesar Almeida, the favorite. Clear favorite. We've seen some stuff. Yo Anderson Bree 2 couldn't get it done, but this fight, I think the Ukrainian is getting smoked. Simple as that. Cesar Almeida is the better striker. He's the better kickboxer. He has more experience. He's more seasoned on the feet. He could find a finish. He has a higher ceiling in the UFC. I think he continues to look very good. If he loses, I'll be surprised because he beat Alex Pereira. So, if you can beat Pereira, you can beat Ihor Potieria, a striker, a sloppy striker with little to no cardio in round 2 and 3. Yeah. No. Lock of the week, Cesar Almeida. Lock it in. Let's go. Easy pick. And although it should be easy, he could just win a decision. He's 36 and Ihor is 28. So the first round might be a little sketchy, We have to be careful, but at minus 400, it should be an easy pick. Cesar Almeida, potential to get the finish with his knockout power. He has a better technical striking. He's not going to make it dirty and awkward. He's going to be super precise in this fight and get us paid. And the next fight, two Brazilians are going to battle. Marina Rodriguez, Iasmin Lucindo. She's 22, has a ton of fights, 16-5. Iasmin Lucindo has a nice neck tattoo, but I think she's green still. She's 22, still a ton of experience, and I don't think she's that good on the feet. She's going to have to hold her own on the feet against Marina Rodriguez, her fellow Brazilian, who went toe-to-toe with Jessica Andrade. Split decision loss in her last fight, but she knocked out Michelle Waterson-Gomez. She's knocked out a few other girls in her career. She has knockout power. She has high volume. She pushes forward. With the veteranship, I see her winning at plus 145. I'm very confident she can win. She beat Yan Shannon, split decision win 2 years ago, and she was 15-2. Very high experienced. Very high power in the hands. Iasmin Lucindo has nothing to offer on the feet. She's going to have to look for those takedowns. She'll probably be inaccurate with them because Marina Rodriguez has a great takedown defense. Very good. She's fought the much higher caliber competition, losing to Verna Jandaroba, 18-3. She's been in there with the batter girls. Amanda Lemos, she got knocked out in that fight, but she learned a lot. 2 wins out of her last 5, due for the win. Iasmin, due for the loss. She has been exceeding expectations, winning her last 3 fights, but now she's starting to fight tough competition. This fight opened at a pick'em. It opened at a pick'em. The odd makers opened this fight at a pick'em. 22-year-old versus a 37-year-old. This fight opened at a pick'em. And now Marina Rodriguez has seen no love. All the money is on Iasmin Lucindo. The odds have shifted drastically. And I do think it's wrong. So I'm locking in Marina Rodriguez. High confidence. Let's go. I don't see her losing. I think she is a much better fighter. This is not only a women's systems play to take the underdog, but let's lock it in. Seriously. She is a much better fighter. Iasmin Lucindo is going to have one hell of a time on the feet. Let's say that. Let's lock in here. Another fight, the last fight on the prelims in Utah at elevation. Keep that in mind. It's at elevation. These fighters need a gas tank. They need to go 15 minutes. They need to have a good weight cut. Wonder Boy, Stephen Thompson, is going to fight Joaquin Buckley. Great fight. But Buckley is another guy exceeding expectations. He's doing pretty good. Won his last 4 fights. But he has to wrestle. He needs to. He's going to rely on it. Against Wonder Boy, after what I seen to Shavkat, he can stop a few takedowns. Shavkat went 1 for 5 on takedowns. That is enough for me to pick Stephen Wonderboy Thompson by a decision in a close fight. Underdog money, plus 160. He's 41 years old, 9 years older, has the experience. Beat up Kevin Holland. Beat him up. Made him quit. Made him almost retire. And Kevin Holland knocked out Joaquin Buckley. So don't get too confident in the minus 200 favorite Numanza. It might not be the play. It just might not be it. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson had a decision loss to Bilal Muhammad. At one point, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson could have been the champion in a majority decision loss to Tyrone Woodley. This boy could be champion. This boy got pushed to the prelims. This is a main card fighter fighting on the prelims. We are getting a treat. This guy is pissed off. He is a very good karate fighter. He's a much better striker in my opinion. Joaquin Buckley has power on the feet. He has one-punch power, but he does not have the volume. He does not have the striking accuracy. He does not have the striking defense. to hang around with a veteran, 41 years old, still has it, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. It's not a dog of the week. It's not a lock of the week. It is a pick. I'm just here to give you my picks, my predictions. And I could be completely wrong. I'm okay with that. But I see this fight being hella close and the underdog cashing in. I just wonder what the hell is going to happen in this fight. Prelim headliner at elevation. It's a good one. It's a very good fight. Big implications on the line. And if you have not yet, please smash that like button, suplex the subscribe button. We're back for the main card predictions for UFC 307 in Salt Lake City. Now, Kevin Holland is going to fight Roman Dolidze. Kevin Holland is a guy we just talked about. He was the sole reason why Wonder Boy was my pick. All right, now he's fighting Roman Dolidze. Kevin Holland is another fighter, unreliable, hard to trust. Roman Dolidze, I could say the same thing. About this guy. 13-3. Kevin Holland is 26-11, has way more experience, and is a favorite. I was pretty surprised by the odds as well. But for Roman Dolidze, the Caucasian, he's from Georgia. He has a good enough cardio to go 15 minutes. He's fairly durable. He has great credentials in grappling on the ground. I think he is going to be the better grappler. A potential takedown, having success at times, but Kevin Holland hopefully can get back up to the feet, can keep this fight at bay, at distance, beat up Roman Dolidze for 15 minutes with the clean, powerful striking, good boxing combinations, a higher fighter's IQ, and a great amount of experience. I see Kevin Holland winning this fight by a decision. He has a good gas tank too. For elevation, he is 5 years younger. He's going to be the faster fighter as well. But for me to take him as a lock of the week and have a ton of confidence in him, it's hard to see because I had him against Jack Della Maddalena. Lost a split decision. I had him against Michael Venom Page. He lost a unanimous decision. He's hard to trust. He's unreliable. He went out there 3 months ago and submitted Mikhailo Zaechuk in the first round. He has a bunch of submission wins in his last couple wins, but he might have to win this fight by a decision. He was en route to against Santiago Ponzinibbio. I somewhat see this fight going down the exact same way, except that third round knockout left hook is not going to find itself. Kevin Holland will have to get this fight done on the judges' scorecards and survive the grappling threat of Roman Dolidze. Roman has good durability. He has a great cardio. I don't see any problems on his side. He was very close to actually being my pick. He has a potential to get those takedowns, the control time. Look what he did to Jack Hermanson. That was a very dangerous crucifix and knockout finish for him. He could do it again in this fight. It would not shock me. Like I said, he was going to be my pick. Kevin Holland is so hard to trust. He's unreliable. So, another low confidence pick, but the underdogs are barking. We're going underdog hunting. And the next fight is Kayla Harris, Ketlen, Vieira. Kayla Harrison is a two-time Olympic judo medalist. She is so good right now. She has a high ceiling. Her last fight, she submitted Holly Holm. I did not expect her to look that good. She won a decision to Aspen Ladd, and then went out there and did that in her first pay-per-view card. Unbelievable. UFC 300 was one hell of a night for Kayla Harris. She's very good. Her recent loss was to Larissa Pacheco, very good fighter, who would smash Ketlen Vieira, who might have to fight Ketlen Vieira sometime soon because she is the PFL champion. Ketlen Vieira, she won 3 out of her last 5 fights. One loss being to the champion, Raquel Pennington, but she would be a good PFL fighter. Even though she's going to be in the UFC for a bit, she's very good. Won against Pani Khanzad in her last fight, beat Holly Holm, split decision, And Miesha Tate beat her 3 years ago. So, split decision loss to Raquel Pennington, the current champion. And she has to fight now the soon-to-be champion, Kayla Harris, minus 800. The odds have continued to skyrocket on Kayla Harris. Get in quick. She's a good pick. Judo, 2-time Olympic gold medalist. She looks like a champion already. We're not going to lie. Are we on the same page or no? Kayla Harris, soon-to-be champion? Question mark? I think so. Let me know in the comments below. Kayla Harris, soon-to-be champion, maybe? Possibly? We'll see. Let's go. José Aldo versus Mario Bautista. And this is another fight. One fighter has a ton of experience, is old in their career, and they're fighting a young fighter on the rise. And I don't have much confidence in the pick. 14-2, Mario Bautista is good. He's on one hell of a win streak, finishing opponents like Guido Canetti, Benito Lopez, Brian Kelleher, 2 decision wins in his last fight. Ricky Simone, 20-4, 8 months ago. He looked very dominant in that fight. Damon Blackshear, unanimous decision win for him as well. He's just winning fights. He's getting it done. He's younger. He's faster. He's training at the MMA lab. He's looking too good to go against him at this point, to be honest. José Aldo is an OG. He's a veteran, but he's 38. If he is actually 38, I've heard rumors that that's not his real age. He's from the favelas. He lied about his age. He could be 40. He could be 45. Think about it. José Aldo could be like 45 years old. Are you seriously going to pick him to win now? Now you look at the last fight. Jonathan Martinez in Rio de Janeiro, fighting a guy that he looked up to his entire career, having to fight him in Rio de Janeiro. That was a tough go for Jonathan Martinez, and it did not go good. He did not much. He didn't look like he wanted to be there. So that was more on Jonathan Martinez not looking good than José Aldo looking career best. I did have José Aldo. I did cash my José Aldo tickets, but I'm not looking to do it again. I'm being smart. I'm trying to be smart because I have some picks here. You might be like, this guy is not sharp. He's not smart. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, what the fuck you doing? Marina Rodriguez, Court McGee, Carla Esparza, Alexander Hernandez. I understand, but these are my picks. These are my predictions. And last week, I was like second best in cappers that I listened to. Only 4 wrong out of 14 fights. Ain't too bad. The best person that I listened to had 3 picks wrong. So for having 4 picks wrong last week, I don't think that's too bad. I'm going to believe in myself, even though it's not easy to. And I'm taking Mario Bautista against one of our favorite fighters, a legend of the game, a veteran of the UFC, José Aldo. Thankfully, this fight ain't in Brazil, so we're probably safe. Let's go. Would I parlay and trust Mario Bautista at minus 175, though? Maybe. We'll have to see how they look at the weigh-ins, at the face-offs. So that's why you tune in for the Friday show. Props and parlays, baby. Let's go. Let's get these bags. Woo, 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 woo. We got another women's fight. Raquel Pennington, Juliana Pena. Now, I went against Tecia Torres, Tecia Pennington, Raquel Pennington's wife. I think Raquel Pennington is going to be in her own head. And she's fighting a girl, Juliana Pena, that just had the belt. Submitted Amanda Nunes, then got beat up real bad 2 years ago to her. But there was supposed to be a third fight. Juliana got hurt, and she was devastated. Now she wants revenge. Now she's calling out Amanda Nunes. She's calling out everybody in the division. She even called out Kayla Harris. So, she's ready to win. Plus 150. Same price as Carla Esparza. I don't like Juliana Pena as a fighter a whole lot. She's 10-5. Don't have a whole bunch of confidence in her, but, I might even have to switch my pick. I have Juliana Pena submission win, but she probably does not get that submission. Raquel Pennington has to dig deep. She's from Colorado. Her girlfriend, her wife, just lost. Just got beat up to the Cookie Monster. She's probably mad, and she's going to take that anger out on Juliana Pena and win a decision. Now, I already changed a lot of picks for Platinum members on Patreon. A few. Confidence levels, method of victories, 1 pick change. This would be the 2nd pick change since I first made my picks, posted them for Patreon. This would be officially the 2nd pick change, going over to Raquel Pennington from Juliana Pena. Juliana Pena, 2 years away, maybe a little bit of ring rust. But I could make the same argument. Other people could make the same argument about Carla Esparza. Do I think it'll play a factor? Fuck no. Fuck no. Juliana Pena just submitted Amanda Nunes, the GOAT. Yeah, she got beat up in her last fight, but she was ready for a 3rd fight with Amanda Nunes. I think she is very ready to go. And let's not forget, she trains with Bilal Muhammad. So she has very good training partners. She has a good game plan to win. It's a 50-50 fight. I'm taking the women's underdog with very, very low confidence. With being so close to changing the pick, I am not going to do it, but anybody taking Raquel Pennington, it's a good pick. She is a good fighter, and she will be pissed off, ready to pound Juliana Pena throughout the entire fight, get it done on the judges' scorecards, but that is so boring. So boring. Nobody wants that shit. I want Juliana Pena to get a fluky-ass submission, maybe even just look dominant, take her down, get her in some kind of guillotine, arm triangle, rear naked choke. Finish the job. For Fight Fiends and forecasters. 52% confidence level pick. Just show up. Let's go, Juliana Pena. Such low confidence in the pick. I probably should have just changed the pick. Took Raquel Pennington. Had her as dog of the week against Mayra Buena Silva. And now I'm going against her and doing this. Probably not going to end well, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I might look like a dummy doing it, but I'm going to do it. And now we got the main event of the evening at Elevation in Salt Lake City, Utah. It's UFC 307. And we got a clear pick here. 4-1 favorite. Looking like the most dominant champion the UFC has seen in years. Has knockout power, counter punchability, his head kick win in his last fight, how he sets it up. He's precise. He's accurate. He has a good takedown defense. He's good in the clinch. He proved it against Yuri Prochazka. Alex Potan Pereira has to be the number 1 pound-for-pound fighter in the UFC. There's no doubt about it. He is stepping up, short notice, taking these fights. He hurt his hand, his toe in one of the fights, and he still pushes forward. He has power, precision. It goes a long way. It took him a long way. To find a guy to beat him, it's hard to come across. It really is. Jamal Hill did not stand a chance. Round 1 finished. Yuri Prochazka nearly finished in round 1 too, but at the very start of round 2, out cold and went down like a tree. So he's back in the woods figuring things out there now, Yuri Prochazka. Hopefully he's okay. That looked very bad. It looked... We're not going to talk about it, but it looked, you know what I mean. You know, he was bouncing up and down, paused for 2 seconds, got smoked with a head kick 10 seconds into the second round. It just looks, you know, looks weird. Izzy found the counter right punch less than 2 years ago and knocked out Alex Pereira. That fight as well looked it looked weird. But credit to Izzy. Found the counter shot. They're hyping up a guy, Khalil Rountree, finding a reason to make him a credible guy to fight Alex Pereira. How is he getting this title shot? How is he deserving of this? How do people believe in this guy at plus 350? Well, he is the younger fighter. He's 3 years younger. He is a Muay Thai fighter that has straight, crisp, and clean boxing, straight down the middle. He's not wild like Yuri Prohaska. Khalil Rountree is a physical specimen that can push forward, throw nice leg kicks to set up his combinations, and he throws the combinations straight down the pipe. So I am very worried about this minus 450 favorite, Alex Poatan Pereira. Pound for pound, arguably the best, but I don't really have faith in his finishing potential in this fight against Khalil Rountree. It's tough to say that. People have their own opinions, but I see Khalil Rountree making this fight close. Closer than people think. Now, Khalil Rountree, if he's deserving or not, he probably is. There's a big story behind his entire career, his childhood. It's a big story. And it might pay dividends in this fight. I'm not getting into depth. You can find it on YouTube. But both these fighters, there's stuff going on. It's hard to predict. There's stuff that they believe in and stuff that they could be a part of that helped them get the win, if you know what I'm saying. Some masonry type stuff. Serious business, if we're actually being real. But Khalil Rountree is somehow sponsored by Prada. And, yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on here. Minus 450. I'm not doing it. I'm not even making it my pick. You think the whole time the Fight Fiend forecast is taking Alex Pereira. But now you're listening, and I'm not. I'm not doing that. I'm not being the guy to take the obvious pick, the obvious favorite. All the money's on Alex Pereira. All the cappers are picking him to win. How is it possible for me to have faith and to even get credibility from a pick like that? I might as well get engagement on my content, take an underdog here, Khalil Rountree, to upset the world. Not just upset one fighter, Alex Pereira, in a fight, but to upset many bettors betting at UFC 307. And I'm being honest, this fight could go either way. Alex Pereira, in his last couple fights, he finished them way too easy. In Khalil Rountree's last couple fights, he's showing path to victory. And the dog is barking. He's going wild right now. He's ready to go. So, lock it in. Second underdog of the week, Khalil Rountree, and new. You heard it here first, maybe second, but it's confirmation. The underdog is live. Not only live, probably going to knock out Alex Poatan Pereira with a clean punch down the middle, setting it up with leg kicks, stopping arguably the pound for pound best fighter in the UFC, getting talked about to fight John Jones. Khalil Rountree, a guy that people are saying is not even deserving of a title shot, a guy that I am 100% sure people are going to be picking against. Right now, I'm just sitting here praying I am the only one picking Khalil Rountree. I hope everybody takes Alex Pereira. Everyone and their mother. Take Alex Pereira, take it to the bank, and let me know how it goes. Please. We want picks. Run a mouth MMA, MMA experts, MMA guru, all these big channels. Please, please, I'm begging you. I'm begging you. Believe in the champion, Alex Poatan Pereira. Shama, Shama, Shama. Let's go. Khalil Rountree, and new. He's going to knock out Alex Poatan Pereira. I'm not just crazy. I'm confident as hell. Lock it in, dog of the week. Dog of the week. Number 2. The first dog of the week, Court McGee from Utah. How is he an underdog against a dirty bird that just got knocked out pretty bad 5 months ago? First fight of the night. This fight is now officially the first fight of the night because it got changed. is probably an indication that the underdog is barking, because the underdog has been winning in the first fight of the night the last number of fights. I mean, if you look back, the percentage of the underdog winning in these pay-per-view spots is pretty high. We seen it last week. Chris Duncan got the win. Now I got to think the Utah native fighting in Utah, Court McGee, gets her done. Let's go. And we're sniping Khalil Rountree at plus 350. It better go to plus 400. Everyone and their mother, father, cousin, sister better take Alex Potan Pereira and go to the freaking bank with it. Go do that, because I believe in the warhorse, Khalil Rountree. Yeah, there is some big things that are surrounding this main event. A lot of unknowns. A lot of things that could play dividends in this fight. But we're going to find out. And we're going to be back on Friday to give you more information on the Props and Parlays show. Because I'm going to keep on digging. I still believe in all these picks. If a pick happens to change, if I do take Raquel Pennington over Juliana Pena, I will let Platinum Patreon members know as soon as possible. $5 a month. Get after it. Hit the link in the bio below.
Join Discord.
You are able to jump in there absolutely free. Join a great community chat. Everybody's active in there. And you can see the locks of the week early, the dog of the week early, the props of the week early, free bets, sport bets. So for Discord, free access, you should get after it. Become a fight fiend right now. Even if the picks go south, at least we're going to get paid, because there's some outcomes that we can bet as hedge bets. If Khalil Rountree doesn't win, I do have a way for Alex Pereira to win. If Juliana Pena does not win, I do see a path of victory for Raquel Pennington to win. If Mario Bautista does not win, I have a path to victory for Jose Aldo. But if you want to see what I'm willing to bet, what I'm going to bet, it's $5 a month on Patreon. Just hit the link in the bio below. Before you go, please, smash that like button and suplex the subscribe button to show your support. I really appreciate that. And don't just end the video right away. You got to comment your most confident prop at plus money. All what you got to do, other than Frank Bush, is give your most confident prop at UFC 307. We got 12 fights. I know 7 picks are low confidence for me. They could be low confidence for you, but if you can find one fight, comment below your most confident prop, the outcome of that fight. If it's at plus money, wait till Wednesday, wait till Thursday. I'm not going to pick the forecaster that's going to represent the forecast of the week until Thursday night. You got time, plenty of time. Let's get paid. Just comment your most confident prop at plus money. Other than Frank Bush, if Frank Bush is the guy, he'll be the guy. But there has been girls before. Danielle Brooks, where is she at? Where is she at? She could be back. She has been the one to let me know the underdogs in the first fight of the night have been winning. She let me know. So let's hope that continues. Thank you, Danielle Brooks. Thank you to the forecasters in Discord. Gamma Girth. Steve, he's back. Babar, my boy. Bunch of other credible people in Discord. We got Khan. I gave him $500 before too, so where's he at? Have not heard from him in a while. He's the one that won the $500 when I hit 500 subscribers. So I'm done. Video's over. Predictions are over. If you want to see me get to 1,000 subscribers and give it more money, another 500, maybe 1,000, maybe 100 to a couple forecasters, fight fiends, smash the subscribe button and tell your friends, tell the fight fiends right now. Let's become fight fiend forecasters. It's F3-4L. Let's go.
We need to have a conversation about Khalil Rountree, because clearly you guys have no idea who the fuck this man is.